So thank you very much for joining the class. So I know a lot of you have an issue with creating repository and cloning it in your VS Code. So let me recap on what we have discussed earlier. So to create repository, you just need to log your GitHub, then come and click here, new repository. Let me create a new one called markdown. Yeah, let me call it markdown. Markdown. Yeah, let me call it markdown. Okay. So you don't need to write the description, it's not necessary. Then, but make sure you make your visibility as public. You turn the README file, which is the markdown file. If you are going to write a code, maybe you can ignore the Python code, but you don't need to write any code here. You just for markdown practice. So you just create here, create. So look at here, our GitHub repository is created. Now come here and copy the link of repository. So I copy the link. So let me come to my VS Code. The reason of this cloning repository is very, very important. It will allow you to add files, delete files in your VS Code and to reflect in your GitHub. So that's the reason. So you can maneuver within the VS Code. So do that. Let me. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me. Um, so let me change the sharing, change the screen. Yeah. So are you seeing my VS Code, right? You are seeing my VS Code, right? Yeah. That's very so let me create a terminal and open another one. Yeah. Let me run the new terminal. So let me clone the repository so that it will appear in my own local machine. So you write git clone, that space, then you copy the link. So you paste the link, sorry. You paste the link you have already copied, then you start the cloning. So that's it. So now I can work with this repository in my VS Code. So let me show you the repository. Not this one. Not this one. Why is it? Yeah, look at it here. Look at it markdown. So look at it. This is the markdown file. So I think we can do something, yeah, with this markdown. So let us practice within the markdown. So I think what we have discussed yesterday, we understand how to make headings where we have three different. We discussed about three different kind of heading: a first header, second header, and third header. But this is not only the kind of header available. So you can make the numbers of header you want in VS Code. You just write hash the number of hash you want. So to make a single header, or we cut first header, just hash, then space, let's say first header. First header. So this is first header. Let me see the preview of the header. So look at the first header. So let's just create another header, which is the second header. Then you have two hash. Then you have space. Let's say second header. Second header. So this is we have the second header. I think look at the size. I think the size is has reduced, right? So let's create another one, which is the third header. We have third header, the third header. So look at you see. So you can make a lot of headers you want. Just depends on your choice. Let's say we have the first header. So you see. So this is how you make the header. So after making a header, we also talk about how to format a text. For example, maybe you want to make a certain text into italic. So you have a single underscore, then Maybe she's beautiful. So, so this is how you write in italics. So you have, but make sure that this underscore is attached to a letter, because if there is a space here, so it won't appear as italic, right? So make sure that this underscore is attached to the letter. That's the first condition. You can also use the asterisk like this. He's a boy. Let's liberate it. So look at it. So he's a boy, but make sure that if these are two separate lines, so make sure that is an extra line here, so that it will appear in two different lines. Otherwise, it will concatenate the string. So after this one, we also talk about how to write an equation in markdown. Sorry, before equation, I think we also talk how to make letter into bold. So let's say this is a book. So we have this, you have a double asterisk here. We also have a double asterisk here. So this is how you write things in. So let me just recap on what we have discussed. So yeah, so to make headers, sorry, to make list, you just have to write dash as here. I wrote this the following of a list of engineering courses: engineering mathematics, structural analysis, fluid mechanics, design of structural elements, concrete technology. So this dash represent list. This is how it will appear like a dot. Yeah, yeah. You can also use stars. For example, let me copy this one and write it in a different way. Let me copy it here. So you can also write it like this way. You can use star, sorry, asterisk. You can use asterisk here. You can use asterisk here. You can use asterisk here. So look at it. So you realize that, look at, so the same thing. So you can use either this single dash or you can use asterisk. You get the same thing. So we also talk about how to order a list. Order list. So it will generate an automatic ordering. You have three. Then instead of writing four, you write one. You keep writing one. So it will adjust the counting. We also talk about checklist. So for example, you have a square bracket, you have the X. So this X indicate the tick inside the square bracket. For example, like here, still is not a component of a concrete, so that means T is not needed here. So you can remove the square bracket. So look at the preview. So you see, the still is only dash, it's only this dot point. Look at it because of this one. Yeah. So this is I think what we have. Okay, sorry. We have the last one, which is outright level equation. So this is very, very important. Whenever you are writing an equation in Markdown, make sure that the beginning and end of an equation has this dollar sign. This is the most important things you need to understand. So make sure that beginning and end of the equation has this dollar sign. And make sure that we don't need, yeah, I think in our keyboard we don't have phi. So instead of writing phi as phi, yeah, you can employ the use of this curly braces. This curly braces means this pi is uh, is a symbol. So it will translate this phi into a symbol, just like how it appears here, which is exponent of phi I plus 1 equals to 0. So this is how you write an equation in Markdown. Okay, so I think this is the revision of what we have discussed. So we are going to move forward. So, okay, sorry, sorry, yeah, don't say. So without wasting too much time, let me start with The first thing we are going to discuss here, okay, say now is that what if maybe we are writing a file and maybe it contains some code, yeah, or maybe it contains some calculations. How do you write this in markdown? So I think the answer is very simple. What you need is you just need to write here this tree. I don't know the name of this this symbol, but this one is give you a space. This is normally an environment. It create an environment for you to write a code. Yeah. So whatever kind of calculation you have, you can write it here, or whatever kind of coding you want to write, you can write it here. So let me give you an example. Maybe let me print hello world. So this is the Python uh is a Python program. So this is how it will appear. You see? So this is the benefit of this. It is how you write code in Markdown. Or maybe if you have calculations, you can write here. For example, if maybe you want to find an area, maybe you want to find an area of a let's assume area or maybe of a file. So what you should do is let's look at here. So the area is let's assume you have okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it's inverted comma. Thank you very much. So this is an inverted comma. Okay, thank you very much. So let's assume you want to write, and you know this is the formula. Let's assume this is the formula of area of a file. Two, we have okay. Let's assume you want to find the area of a circle. Yeah, 2 pi r square. Yeah, let's assume we have something like this. So how do you write this one in Markdown? So let's write it here. So to write this one in Markdown is very simple. What you need is let's assume here is the area. So area is equals to, but yeah, this is very important things to understand. Whenever you want to write, you want to write in Markdown, you want to write equation Markdown, make sure you have a dollar sign at the beginning. So here we have the dollar sign area is equals to, so we have two, but here is pi, and I don't want phi to appear in phi with I. I want it to appear in a symbol. So to do that is let me employ the curly braces here. I have the curly braces. Then let me write phi here, here, phi. Then we have r square. Then you have the dollar sign here. So you see, this is how the Markdown translate this equation into this. So make sure that this dollar sign is appear in both beginning and end of the of the of the equation. So the next thing is that we need to also understand how to write a table, especially maybe you are carrying out an experiment in a laboratory. So you know most of the laboratory results are recorded in a table. So how do you write tables? So to write a table in Markdown is very simple. You just need to declare your columns. You need to declare your columns. That's the initial stage. For example, let me write the attendance here. Let me write the let's assume you want to write the names of those who attend the class today. So let me start with this one. This is you need to write. Please, who can help me with this one? With the name of this symbol, just like a straight line. Okay. So you need to write it. Then you need to write the name of the column, the first column. Let's assume we want to write, let's say, serial number, serial number. Okay. So let's start with. And then after serial number, we have maybe names, name. Then after name, maybe registration number. After registration number, uh, let's assume we have only this. So now you declare the names of your of your column. So the next thing is, let's make this one as a table so that the markdown understand I want to create a table. So to do that is, let me create this one. Then we write dash dash to this place. We have another one, dash 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 to this place. Then I have another one here, dash 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 to this place. So look at how it appears. So now let me start with number one, which is the name is maybe Muhammad. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Right, Muhammad. Sorry, Muhammad. Let me write Muhammad Abu Bakr. Yeah. So session number is UG 15 slash sieve slash 0095. So let's assume this is the registration number. So once you finish, then you move to the next one. But look, I want to make this point very, very clear to you. Whenever you want to create another column, so you need to come here and declare it. Please, someone should unmute this person who's making noise. Please. Okay, so the next one is let's assume you have another one. Let's say okay, so the next one is let's say you have Isa Idris, which is another one. Isa Idris. Let's assume that Isa Idris doesn't have a recession number, but has let's say let's assume we have another things. Let's say we have test 4 here. Let's assume, but let's assume that Isa Idris is a new student. He doesn't have a session number, but he read a test or he read a test. So he has a test course. So let's have test course here. Test course. Okay. So here, let me come and declare this place here. So now I have a test course. Let's assume that here I got 15. Here's my test score. This Isa address, he wrote a test, but he doesn't have registration number. So instead of writing anything registration number, just leave it blank. So this is the empty space. I leave it blank. So let's say that getting 12, or sorry, let me get let's assume 20 here. So this is how you write a markdown. This is how you write a table markdown. So are you following?
Yes, we are following. Can we ask question until you finish the presentation? Because I have question actually.
Okay, maybe
I don't know if okay later.
Yeah, let me finish.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how you write markdown. Whenever, yeah, what you should do is markdown is normally treated as not an entire column, but rather is I can say it's a how can I write say it here? It's a row based table. You don't need to consider all the table because let's assume this sign number, serial number. Number 3 doesn't have I don't want to write anything in number 3. So I can leave it blank. Just like this, blank. I don't want to write the name here. Let me assume it's nil. And then registration number doesn't have a registration number, nil. But he read test. Just write. But he read test. Let's say he got 20. So look at. So let me see. So let me see where did I get an error. Let me write here. Let me see. Here we have three. Yeah. Okay, the reason is I wrote so many. Yeah, this is yeah. So you see. So this is how you write in markdown. Make sure you treat each column independently. Okay. So the next thing is that how do you add maybe link to your markdown? And you want link to appear is just like a hyperlink. Once you click the link, it will take you where you want the link to appear. Let me give you an example. Like, let me write about me. Yeah, let me say about me. About me. So I want a visitor of my GitHub. Once he click this about me, I want the internet to take, I want the link to take him to maybe a specific location. I want it to take him. So let's have I have something like this. So I need to write it inside the square bracket. But let me create another parenthesis here. So let me write the link. I want the link to take him to. So let's say HTTPS. Then we have here. So maybe github.com/Abubakar and higher. So this is so whoever click this place, this is how this is. So whoever click this space, then the GitHub will take him to my uh my GitHub. Let me see. You see? So this is how okay, let me okay, sorry, I thought I didn't see what let me see, let me let me share the screen with you. Let me so look at let me show you what I want you to understand. So this is the link we created now. So let me click here. So once you click it, this is where it will take you. So this is how you write a hyperlink in Markdown. So please, you need to understand this thing because they are very, very important. They will help you when you are writing an engineering documentation in Markdown. I will show you something. I create something I want to share with you. So after this one, then let's talk about another thing, which is we talk about. So yeah, how do you create lines? For example, maybe you're writing uh, maybe a CV as a markdown file. So you write maybe education. So you want you want to draw a line here so that you insert all your education details here. So you just write just you need to write just three asterisks. So let me give you a preview. So you see. So maybe you come here, you write Kano University of Science and Technology, Kano University of of Science and Technology, Udil. So you so this is how you create a single line in Markdown. And also, if you don't want to write it as this one, you can also write it as asterisk. You can use dash line, three dash lines. You see? So this is another line. You can also use a double triple underscores. Yeah, it's also serve as a as a as a straight line. Moreover, if you want to also create let's assume maybe you want to create an image. But this one is very, very important for you to understand. If you want to create an image, maybe you want to have an image in your markdown. So you need to understand one thing here. So the first thing is look at here. So you need to have okay, maybe I will share this one later here. Yeah. Okay. So let me share something with this, something like this with you. Um. Okay. Here. Okay. So let me share something with you. So let me create a file. Let me create a new file here in my own. Let me get started here. Yeah. Let me create a new file. If you want to create a new file, just come here and click here. New file. Let me call it markdown. Markdown. But the essential of markdown is .md, so .md. So this is markdown. So create markdown file. So yeah. So yeah. So now I want to I want all of you to uh understand what I have wrote here. So look at here. I just write triple star here. Sorry, triple hash here. So this triple hash means I want this from here to the end of this here, which is a deep soil investigation report for construction of two bridges along Goramba Silka Road. So I want this to be in a third header. So look at the preview of it. Sorry, this is uh this is how you align. Sorry, this is how you add image in Markdown. So to do that is you can add image at the left or at the right, but the best way to add image in Markdown is uh, is at the center. So that's why this element is at center. Then this one image SRC means the location of the file. The location of the file. Yeah. So this file is an image. I have the image folder here. Look at the image folder. Then of the file is investigation.jpg. So you need to also write the name of the extension. So if maybe there is a problem, so you need to also write this one, subsurface exploration. So this is an additional information that if maybe the image is not open because of maybe poor internet or whatsoever, so this is what appear in the place. Let me give an example. Let me show you something. Yeah, so this is how the file will look like. So let me show you what I want you to understand. Let's assume that I add, instead of this, right, uh, investigation, let me add S here. So you see, so because this name doesn't appear here, there is no any file called investigation with S. This one is investigation without S. So that is why Markdown doesn't locate the name of the file. So look at how it appears. Subsurface exploration. You see, this is the reason why you add this alt. Just give you an idea about the image that is there. So let me create here. Okay, so after creating an image, maybe there is a thing I want to understand. I want to maybe demonstrate in this file. Uh, just like let me add it from here to this place. Yeah. Okay, so let me show you something. Let's assume I want to add details. Let's assume this is maybe a laboratory result, because this is more or less of engineering. So you can also share your laboratory results with your clients through markdown. So this is why I want to you to understand this. So let me add this. You know, laboratory results or maybe geotechnical investigation report has a lot of stuffs inside. So I just copy some minor things in our own report, so that you understand what I want to demonstrate here. So this is how you write the introduction. You see the introduction. This is more or less about the company and the reason for carrying out the investigation. So this is the scope of the investigation. So yeah, this is a laboratory test. So this laboratory class, this is the test that were carried out: moisture content determination, specific gravity, artifact, particle size distribution, shear box, and this is the way I number them, or just like this as a list, dash list. So this is how they appear. So this is the overview of what I have wrote here. So you see, I add the image here. This is the name, or I can say the title. This is the introduction here. So after the introduction, this is the laboratory test. So this, I want to make this, I want to add emphasis here. That's why I make it like this. If I don't want, I can move this greater than sign so that it will appear like other, you see, this is how it will appear. But I want to make an emphasis here. That's why I write it like this. So these are the analysis of the bearing capacity. So these are the important, this is the formula for finding the load, sorry, the optimum load. So to do that, these are the important parameter you want. So I told you that whenever you are writing maybe a calculation, you want to carry calculations in Markdown, make sure you write it or you write it in a, in a in a code-based manner. So let me show you the. Let's assume I want to find the shift area. So I have all the details I want. I have the area. I have the radius of the file. I know the value of phi. So let me show you how you calculate the area. So you see, so this is how the area is calculated here. So the shift area AS is 2 phi r. So we have sorry 2 phi r h. Yeah, that was h here. That's the height of the file, which is a 30-meter height. Yeah. Or I can say depth. Yeah, this is the depth of the file is 30-meter depth. So after this one, so let me calculate the varying capacity. So to calculate the varying capacity of the soil, so you also know, sorry, yeah. So this is the file bearing capacity. Sorry, initially this is the ultimate bearing capacity, and this is the safe bearing capacity. So to find the safe bearing capacity, you need to divide the ultimate bearing capacity with a factor of safety. So here we assume the factor of safety to be 2.5. So you divide this QU on by factor of safety. So this is the value. So this is how you carry out calculation in Markdown. Look at how the calculations appear in Markdown. So that's very important thing you need to also understand. So now, I told you before, whenever you're writing a laboratory report, it's more or less of a table work. So I already told you how to uh, create a table. But let me give you a hint. Another hint. Yeah, let me demonstrate something for you so that you understand much better. Okay. So now, look at here. So this is just like a demonstration of a specific gravity result. So we have the serial number, we have the number, the borehole number, we have the sample number, we have the depth. So this is the values of masses, and this is the specific gravity, that's GS. So I think after you declare your column names. The next thing is you need to declare this dash dash dash. This is the most important things. Without this dash dash dash, the 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 markdown won't understand that you are creating table. So this is very, very important. So look at here. This is how it will appear. So this is just like units. The unit updates here in meter. These are the masses, which is I in grams, but this is GS. So the specific gravity doesn't have the unit. That's why here it's unitless. That's why we don't have unit here. So I told you before, whenever you're writing markdown, when there is nothing inside a certain cell, just leave it blank. That's why here serial number is blank. Uh, the Bohol number is also blank. The sample number is also blank. Yeah. So I think if you have any questions, you are free to ask. I think we come to the end of the. There is a lot of things, but we don't need to spend much time. I think if you have any question, you are free to ask. Anas Umar Aliu, you can unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Thank
assalam wa rahmatullah.
you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for organizing this, and thank you, engineer, for this wonderful presentation. I want to. My first question is from the previous class when we have to like the markdown automatically arranges the numbers chronologically, like it automatically does that. What if someone does not want their number to be arranged? What if someone wants their numbers to be arranged randomly? Yeah, that is the first thing I wanted to ask. And the second one is I can see when you want to use mathematical symbols, you use curly brackets and then follow it with forward slash. Is the forward slash like necessary? And then I want to know if we can use like integral symbols, a symbol of integral, and if yes, then what do you use to show integration in the markdown? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think let me start answering your questions from the order list. I think what we said is